There are essential power dynamics that you'll want to understand in order to effectively run your consultative sales process. Look, the reality is there are power dynamics in every single human relationship. Our society is built off of these societal power dynamics. It is ingrained into who we are and how we operate as people. So this isn't a good thing or a bad thing. It just is what it is. But for you as a professional salesperson, you want to make sure that when you engage with a prospect, you are in the power position. After all, you're the expert at what you do. You are the one with the years, or maybe even decades, of experience in your field. You know the ins and outs of your solution far better than your prospect ever could, more often than not. What are they an expert at? Their problem and how it's impacting them. So, as you enter into relationships with your prospects, make sure that you're in the power position and they are in a more compliant position. You're the one asking the questions, they're the one answering the questions. You're the one setting the expectation, setting the proper energetic frame, they're the one going along with it. Now, that doesn't mean you stomp all over them. In fact, you treat them with respect. You ask permission. You make sure that they're feeling okay, right? You build trust and you build respect with them. But if you enter into a relationship with a prospect with these power dynamics, there is a chance that the prospect will try to do a power over. They will try to take the power back. They may consciously or even unconsciously realize that you're in control. And that power over could look something like them asking you a very direct question. They're trying to put you on your heels to get you to be the one talking and them to be the one asking the questions. Because everyone knows he who asks the questions controls the conversation. Now the question is, how do we deal with the prospect who tries to initiate a power over on us? So maybe I'm in the middle of asking a prospect questions and the prospect says, hey, Chris, tell me, can you even help us? Do you even work in manufacturing? Like, how many clients do you actually have in our space? Because I haven't heard you talk about it yet. This type of question, especially with this energy, is a power over. In this case, the prospect is trying to take control of the conversation. So there's a skillful and an unskillful way to handle these types of situations. The unskillful way is to fight or to fawn. The unskillful way is to push back against the prospect's energy, to say, well, based on what you're telling me, it doesn't matter if I have experience in manufacturing or not. That's not helpful. Now you're just in a dance of going back and forth trying to establish power, and that is going to lead to drama and to tension. The other unskillful way of handling it is to fawn, to fall over and just to start answering all of the questions. Now you've lost control, and it's going to be really difficult to try to get that control back in that conversation. The more skillful way to approach it is to receive the prospect's energy when they do this. Think of it like playing catch with an egg, right? If someone tosses you an egg, you don't go out and snatch it, and you don't just let it drop on the ground either. You want to catch it, but you want to receive it. You want to receive it much more softly so you can then redirect it back to your friend. So here we want to fall back and we want to receive the energy so we can begin to redirect it. Now the receiving of the energy looks like you going a little not okay, taking the position of the lower level position in the power dynamic and doing it voluntarily. And then as you do that, start digging in and asking more questions. So me dropping into that lower level position and receiving that power over could sound something like, gotcha, yeah. Those are really good questions. And I totally understand why you would want to ask about that, right? See what I'm doing. I'm not pushing against it. I'm not just immediately answering it. I'm acknowledging it, and I'm doing it with a bit of uncertainty and with curiosity. I'm softening. What that's doing is that's letting the prospect let their guard down a bit and recognize that I'm not here for a fight. And then in order to reestablish the proper power dynamic, I would typically follow it up with another question or answer really briefly and then ask another question. So it could sound like, hey, those are really good questions. I mean, I understand why you're asking them. Is there something specific within the manufacturing industry that you don't think I would be able to speak to or understand properly if I were to work with you and your team? I could also, if I wanted to, answer the question briefly and then ask another question. We call this dropping breadcrumbs. So I could say, to be honest with you, I've worked with 4 or 5 different manufacturing companies. But of course, none of them were you. And you are unique in what you do and how you do it. And the people you have on your team are unique, and I've never worked with them before. Could you share with me, is there a specific concern you may or may not have, knowing my background in manufacturing? As I receive their energy and I go a little not okay, and then slowly re-engage them from that place with that tone and in that level of attunement, I'm slowly allowing the power dynamics to shift back to where they should be. And now I'm the one back to asking questions, and they are now answering them. So next time you feel a prospect try to do a power over on you, don't fight and don't fawn. Just receive it gently, go a little not okay, acknowledge them, allow them to feel seen, heard, and understood, and then slowly re-engage with them with questions, leading with the energy of curiosity.